What's up, everybody? Max Cavalera here, Soulfly. You're watching Interview Under Fire. Fire.
All right, Max. We will start right away. Welcome back to Texas. Real quick, when's the last time you were here? And the second one is, what do you think of when you hear the word Texas?
Last time, I don't think it was that long ago, you know.
I think it was September 2019. Just last part of last year.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. So this is like a continuation of the Ritual tour. It's been really kick-ass. You know, with Toxic Holocaust on the bill now. It's really cool, great band to tour with. And when I think of Texas, I think of Pantera, of course. You know, it's like
Power Trip.
Pantera, Power Trip, Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Barbecue, can't forget the barbecue.
Yeah, barbecue.
Yeah.
Cowboys, you know.
That's
Ranch.
Yeah. So, and this is a new decade, 2020, and this is the first tour with you guys with Toxic Holocaust, X Method, and others. Does it feel like you started a new era, like a new decade, kind of like a refreshing start? You guys just released Ritual, you know, at the last part of the last decade. You know, how does it feel? Does it feel like you started like a new chapter in your life at this point?
It felt really good, man, because I think what we did was we jumped in on the tour, and it's an early tour in the year, and it was kind of funny. I think we had two shows, and the second show I didn't like the set list at all, and I was really bumming after the show, like one of those really bummed out shows, like you hated the show. You know, I'm like sitting back here and like, I gotta do something. We need an inner revolution inside Soulfly. So I grabbed the set list and I tore it all apart. Like I put it all upside down.
How did it feel?
So great. It was the best thing that we ever did. So we're opening with Eye for an Eye, which I never done that in 20 years. Jump the fuck up. Eye for an Eye is first out of the gate. So it's like it's a song that everybody knows. It's like out of the gate. And we're closing with Prophecy, which is like another favorite of mine. And throughout the whole set, we play a lot of stuff, like a lot of Ritual stuff that I really like, because a lot of people like the record a lot. I'm a big fan of Ritual. I think it came out. It's a very strong, very powerful record, very kind of a statement record. And then we do stuff that a lot of fans like, Dark Ages, of course, Prophecy, Primitive. You know, a little bit from every other record. So I think that was the best thing, was to have that bad show in order to like get pissed off, and
sometimes you need to get pissed off,
do an inner revolution and change the whole set list. And it was the coolest. Now everything's got set up cool, and then we decided to do a jam with Toxic Holocaust. I do that a lot. Whenever I tour with a band, I like to jam with them.
That's good.
It shows a unity, like our passion for metal, you know. So we're doing Evil Dead of Death, you know, from Scream Bloody Gore.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we do that with them every night. We do it tonight, and it's killer. It's just, you know, we get the three Toxic guys with me and Mark Rizzo, and we just bring it. You know, it's great. So yeah, it feels really good. I'm glad we did the tour now with all this craziness that's going on in the world, you know, the virus and all that. Very happy for the fans that came in masses. Like a lot of the shows were sold out, you know. So it was a really fun tour.
When you're talking about jamming with, like, for example, Toxic Holocaust, is that something you usually do on tours when you go tours with different bands?
I try to.
Yeah.
As much as like,
that's good.
You know, you know, we did like we did a tour with Full of Hell and Immolation, where we did black metal.
Full of Hell, bro.
We did a tour with Suffocation, where we did Ace of Spades. Let's see what else that you know. So it's whenever it's always fun to jam with the band you're touring with, you know. To me, it kind of makes the tour more fun, and it shows our brotherhood between bands. You're supposed to have a good time on tour, not be fighting with bands and stuff. You know, it's like the opposite. You wanna, and I love the bands we take on tour. I love Toxic Holocaust. You know, I love Full of Hell. You know, I love all those bands. You know, so it's great. It's a great way of sharing the metal. You know, and the fans love it. So everybody wins. You know.
And speaking of the fans, like you've been at this, gosh, almost what, nearly like 40 years. You've been playing since the early 80s, maybe even before that. Do you see a different group of fans now, like coming into this stage of your life? You know,
always.
I mean, you grow up with the fans, right? You start playing music, you see the fans. Throughout your time, you have the bands that you actually created. You know, whether it's with your family or anybody else. How have the fans been now? You know, you still see old school fans?
We see a lot of old school. Meet a lot of them because I do the meet and greets. You know, some nights we get like 20 people. It's massive, you know, and we talk to a lot of them. And then, but also, new generation, real young kids discovering this music, and it's so cool because I understand the thing that happens to them, because it's kind of similar to me with like Black Sabbath. You know, I didn't discover Black Sabbath until I was probably 10, 11 years old, and by then I think they even had maybe broke out. I don't think they were even playing anymore. So if I had the chance to, when I was 11, 10, to see Black Sabbath, or even just to see Ozzy or something, I would have done it, you know. So I see the attraction of these kids to come. Some of them loves the old Sepultura stuff, Nailbomb. Some of them love Soulfly. Some of them all love all of it. Doesn't matter, you know. So, but it's cool. I get really excited to see real young kids in our shows. It's cool. It shows that metal is just never gonna die.
Of course,
it's gonna just keep getting younger, and more bands and stuff, you know.
Does it feel like you're building a legacy almost, because you're seeing all the work that you put out? I mean, I want to include Cavalera Conspiracy, Killer Be Killed, all that in there. Does it feel like that? Does it feel like you want to leave a legacy before your time ends in this world?
It's not like the main thing is, I mean, you should probably ask my wife. That probably for her, that's why she's doing it, you know. For me, it's just I just love metal, I love playing, you know, just enjoy the shit out of it, man. Don't get enough. I'm a huge metal fan, you know, like I'm a metal nerd. I'm a student of rock music. You know, I really love listening to stories and watching documentaries and geeking out like that, you know. And but yeah, you know, at the same time, I have a huge catalog with so many music, so many songs and records and collaborations. Collaborated with almost everybody, you know. A lot of the real cool people that I've done stuff with. But to me, the drive, which is interesting, is the drive that I still feel that I have not made my masterpiece yet. That's yet to come, you know. So I think, and I believe that for music, for sure, you can hit your stride when you're older. You know, I think so. Like, it's the same with art. That's why Picasso was very old when he painted his best stuff. And I think it can be the same with music. You know, you can when you get older,
the wiser. You know,
and you can apply the experience, you know, to the effect of that and really create. And so I'm always like, I'm still hungry and still struggling and want to make that perfect record, that one that you go, yes, this is perfect, doesn't get any better, that I can retire now.
First off, every album you actually created, I was like, okay, this is his best one. Oh no, wait, 3 years later, okay, this is his best one. Every album you make, I noticed one of your interviews, you said what's important to you is bringing old songs to life again in new records. And you know, with Ritual, I feel like you're doing that. You did that with, you know, with the latest Cavalera Conspiracy, you know, with Psychosis. Like I hear elements of what you started out with, you know, whether it was with Sepultura or everything else in between. You're doing that with the new records.
Well, there's a kind of like not exactly a formula, but kind of
a theme or an element,
pieces of that era that I'm very comfortable touching it, like riffs. You know, I can make riffs that are similar to the to the Seppo era.
Yeah.
That feel good now, you know. Some of the breakdown. I was talking to my roadie. He's a huge death metal fan, and he loves all the old stuff. And he's telling me, man, I love that your new album. I don't know the name of the songs, but they got some great breakdowns that reminds me of the old stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck yeah, man, that's cool. I like to hear that, you know, because you don't even know the name of the song, but you know the breakdowns are there, the parts.
That's all that's important.
The parts are there, you know. So that's the stuff I'm comfortable with. And then I also tend to a lot of times put myself out of the comfort zone just for the hell of it, and that's why I do the Soulfly instrumentals when I put like saxophones.
So when you play the sitar, oh my gosh! So I'm from Bangladesh, you know, and the sitar is like it's a prominent instrument in my country. When I heard that last track off on the Ritual when you were playing, when I heard the sitar, I was like, this guy can do it all. Like, I think it's pretty amazing that how you. But
that's out of my comfort zone. That's like when
that's good.
I don't know what I'm like. Literally, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going for it. It's a like free fall jam, you know. And then when we was done, I was like talking to the producers, like, it's not done yet, man. We need to. And then I was like, can you find a saxophone player? And he found one, and he put sax on it, so it's like even cooler, man. So
it's a great way to test your, you know, abilities to see.
And then I think pieces throughout the whole record, there's references of the music I listen to. There's some black metal in Ritual.
Trash.
There's some trash. There's some death metal, like Under Rapture, with Ross from Immolation.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Plus, love the guest vocals with Randy Blythe.
Yeah, great. Like amazing. That, you know, that Behind the Eyes was great. And then, to me, some of my favorite stuff was actually Ritual, the song Ritual, because it's kind of like the classic Max track. It's kind of like you can put that, I think, alongside with Roots and Primitive and Prophecy. You know, it's one of those Max track, you know. It's like a quintessential Max track, you know. So that was cool. I'm glad I got to do that.
That's awesome. So I have a couple of questions. So one thing that's really important to me is, you know, a character. Have your aspirations as a person changed from when you first started this music to where you are now?
I try not to let the business side. I don't get involved too much with that because it just sucks, man. The business sides of it. I think it takes away even from the fun of music. Like when you start discovering what people do to each other and to other bands, it's ugly, and I don't want to have part of any of that. I like to keep it pure, with a pure passion, and of why I started to play music in the first place was an inner desire to use music as like a weapon, you know, like to fight the bullshit of
makes sense.
Living in Brazil. It was like, you know, we were like poor and society hated us, so we had music. It was like our weapon. And life changed, of course, but music is always there. It's always been there for me, you know. So I try to keep that side of mine really untouched. So it's very pure, and I fight hard to keep that alive.
That's good.
You know, so that's why I let Laura do the business. I don't want to know you know. And we were kind of a different band. You know, we're kind of like you really don't go out kissing ass in LA or New York. Try to get on every tour. You know, if we get it, cool, man. You know, if we don't, hey, we just do our own tour, man. You know, it's as simple as that.
Do you feel like you would be, well, I guess the word I'm trying to look for is, what would you think you would be doing if you weren't a musician? Considering everything you told me, if you weren't a musician, you know, you ever think about that sometimes?
Yeah, I mean, before I was a musician, I really liked soccer, my football. You know, my dad was big into football, and then he was also a diplomat, so he also worked in the embassy. So that was also maybe a way to go. But I always liked painting, art. You know, so maybe
you gotta get that drum head. Yeah, that's cool.
That's next on the list. So you know, so that's still in my daily life, painting. You know, so maybe that would have been something that I would have. But I don't like. You didn't mention
Picasso, so
I don't like nothing as much as music.
Yeah,
music is like the most I like.
I think that's all you have to say about that. But that's pretty awesome. So I know we we're gonna end the interview on this, but I know we talked about what's going on in this world. What are your plans after this tour? This tour is about to end. I mean, do you have anything coming up? And considering everything that's going on in the world.
Right. Yeah, we got to keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
There's some stuff. We have this festival in Mexico, Hell in Heaven.
Yeah.
I'm doing with Soulfly and with Return to Roots, which is gonna be cool. One day each.
Awesome, man.
Yeah. After that, we have like a European tour for playing the entire Prophecy.
Yeah.
Schedule. I don't know if it's gonna happen or not. Now that's
just
like
wait and see what happens. So
it's kind of a wait and see.
Is that Zion?
Kind of thing, yeah. So it's kind of like, hopefully, I'm optimistic. I think they're gonna. We have too much good technology, good doctors, and I think they're gonna figure out this thing, man. They're gonna find a way to get it, to cure. It's just now I think it caught everybody off guard.
Yeah,
it sucks that they're canceling a bunch of stuff. That's really that's a bummer.
It's a true test to our character and for the passion for what we do. You have a passion for this music. I think it's important to
we didn't cancel anything, man. We didn't we talk about maybe canceling the meet and greets, but I was like, I'm kind of like, although you gotta be careful and aware of the thing because it's serious, but at the same time it's the same attitude I'll take towards terrorists and stuff like that. It's like, if you let them change your life, they win. You lose. So like if when terrorism was a big thing, a lot of bands were not going to Europe and stuff, and I was like, no way, I'm going there, man. If something happened, well, you die for metal. That's
a good way to look at it.
And I'm good with that, So we didn't change anything. We didn't cancel anything. And I'm so thankful for the fans that came. The shows are all packed.
I mean, can't wait for the show tonight, man.
It's got a good turnout tonight. It should be really good. And but throughout the whole tour, it was all great. It was all packed, and we had a ball, man. It was fun, and I kind of tried to tell them every night as clear as much as I could, explain how much I appreciate them coming and not being scared of that and scared of going out, even with all that's going on. Metal is stronger than
probably a good message to say tonight, considering the end of the tour, and just kind of calm people down. Give them something to actually come to.
Positive, man. We need something positive when shit's all fucked up.
Oh yeah. Well, Max, it was an honor. Have a great show tonight. I can't wait to see you crush it up there. Have a great rest of the tour. Finish it up, and I hope to see you soon.
All right.
It was bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for this. So,
fire.